It's comfortable.
Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Welcome to an episode of what used to be called Talk It Out, but will now be called Thoughts After Dark.
Thoughts.
Yeah, I was like, do I have a better name to call this? But I was like, I like Thoughts After Dark. It makes me feel classy.
No, yeah. I was just making it
It also
inappropriate.
sounds like a...
Porno. No, I'm just kidding.
Tonight I am joined by my roommate, John Mcclure,
What's happening?
and one of my best friends and new roommate, Lexi Salva.
Actually, I'm John.
Actually, that's John and this is Lexi.
Juan.
It's Juan Pablo. Did you get that money?
Did you get their money?
Before we get started, shout out to Anthony and Megan Parrott. Congratulations on your wedding. It was a fun time over the weekend. But that was also the lead into kind of our topic for tonight. I think was crazy was I drove back last night through the storm to get back to Wichita, and instead of listening to music or listening to TV shows or anything like that, I thought it would be a great idea to listen to just 4 hours of scary stories. So I'm going to talk about some scary stuff that's happened to me, and then hopefully John and Lexi have a few stories to share with us too, and we can just kind of let it go from there. So yeah.
Ooh. You start us off, dog.
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
So the first story for me that came to mind was I used to work at the library at CMU. Shout out. Hashtag take flight. Hashtag be more. And closing procedures, we'd lock the front door, make sure everybody was out of there, and then the librarian at the time would go downstairs and I'd close everything upstairs and finish up putting up any books or anything like that that needed to be put away before the next day. And so everything scary in the library usually either happens in the basement or in the stacks. And for those of you who don't know what the stacks are, it's like usually where they keep books of like older articles and a bunch of different
Old creepy articles.
no, just like regular like magazine or newspaper articles and stuff like that that have to do with specific topics. So I know I had like a stack of books, like probably this big, pretty big stack of books that I sat down and I yelled down the stairs to the librarian who's working with me, just checking everything was okay. I knew we were the only ones in the place. And then when I turned around, the light above where I put the books down was out, and the books were all completely gone. We were the only two people there in the stacks. So that was just completely terrifying. Needless to say, I sprinted out of there and just kind of waited in the lobby for her. But that was probably one of my scariest stories that I have.
So, like, I don't know, man. I guess like a situation, like I don't even know if it was real or not, or like what I was experiencing. But I was asleep one night, and then I don't know if you guys know what sleep paralysis is. It's like, you know, when you're like stuck and you're asleep, and then you maybe see like black figures or shapes and stuff. And I remember seeing it on Netflix. I think they had like a special, and I was like, man, that can't be true.
I think it's called like The Nightmare, which was like
freaking creepy.
When you first told me this story, that was like that to a T. We should watch that tonight.
We should. It's creepy. But like what I actually saw kind of what
It is late.
What time is it? We're old. But anyways, you see like these black figures. They just look creepy. Like picture like one of those green silhouette men, but like but a black one, all black. And then like out of nowhere, like I wake up and I can't move, and like Bang is barking, freaking out, and barking at like the corner of the room. Then out of nowhere, like this thing just appears like on top of me and starts choking me. I'm a big dude, so like, you know, I can typically handle someone being on top of me, but I couldn't move at all, and like I couldn't breathe, and I couldn't think of what to do. So I just started praying, man, and then like out of nowhere, like it kind of stopped, and then like the whole night, like, you ever just like feel a presence? Like something just feels really off.
It's terrifying, man.
I couldn't go back to sleep. I just sat there and I was like, please just be like 6 a.m. so it'll be like sunny here soon. I can just leave my house. I love sleep, so that was difficult for me.
I've never gone through sleep paralysis. Have you ever gone through it?
You know what's crazy? Is right after I told her about it that night, and then it happened to her. Isn't that fucking creepy?
That's terrifying. And like I saw a post online.
No, you were there.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I told you about it that day. and then it happened to you in your room.
Is that something like you like were trying to say something to him and like you couldn't do anything?
I was knocked out probably, like, you know.
Well, it didn't matter because I couldn't say anything.
Did you see anybody? Did
The
you
only
see
thing I
anything?
could do was like shake my head, and then finally it was enough where I could like get out of it. Yeah.
It's like I would imagine like getting choked with like a bag or like, you know what I mean, something like that, where you're just like, oh, I can't move, I can't do anything about it. Yeah, man, it's bad news bears, dog.
I saw a post online, which was like trying to, what's that called? Whenever you try to make it to where you're in control of your dreams.
Lucid dreaming.
Yeah, so it's like basically a step by step on how to start lucid dreaming, and it's basically they say you have to lie still, like you're going to bed, but fight the sleep. But then like any urge your body gives to like make any movement, you just have to ignore that. So that and it's tough. And then all of a sudden like you feel a pressure on your chest like you can't breathe.
Ooh.
And then you aren't able to move, and then that puts you into sleep paralysis. Like, why would you?
Well, remember Insidious? Like how like those people were called like drifters or something
This is
like
the
that?
last thing I wanted you to bring up tonight.
We're talking about scary stuff.
You're right.
But like that's
I
what
didn't think that movie was scary.
it wasn't scary, but the concept was cool. Honestly, it was original. I think that's kind of why it was scary. Like no one thought about it before.
I really liked the score for that movie. Was terrifying. Where they just used all strings.
Oh, yeah.
Terrifying.
Like the old-fashioned
Yeah,
music, yeah.
Like when they finally see that demon for the first time, and he's playing like the piano, and he's all creepy. It was pretty good. But I mean, him crawling around wasn't that creepy, but just the fact.
I don't like shit that moves like that in any movie. Whether it's like a demon or a decrepit girl or child that meows, like, I'm not with it.
When we were about like, what, 12, 13 is when The Ring and The Grudge really made its like debuts.
Bro, people were scared of me because of that movie.
Why? Why were they scared of you?
I'm Asian, bro. Yo, y'all know, hey.
Oh, we can't kill you right now! Sorry, that was bad. Nah, bro. You know, did you tell him about the doppelganger that we saw that literally was just like you?
Oh
with
my
the
god,
Lion
we
King?
saw you in the Lion
Speaking
King.
of scary.
Like How I Met Your Mother, like the episode where they
Did he have a mustache then?
No, but
Mustache
he had
Marco?
No, he had
a
a chin.
vest. He had that. He had like a vest and like a long sleeve shirt on. I was like, bro, that's Marco's
But
swag.
he was even like talking like you. And I
Moving
said, "Are you
around,
sure that's not
gesturing
Marco?"
like you. I thought
And then
he
he
was,
turned around and I was like, no, he's got a different chin, but that's definitely Marco's stuff.
if he would like started singing and shit, I'd be like, oh my god. Like
It
was.
was
sorry,
Jokes on you, there was no wedding. I went to see Lion King. It was awesome.
That's off topic. It wasn't scary. It was scary how close he was to being you. It was
Yo.
cool. God, what about you? You lived in this haunted house.
Fayette was scary because, like, what was it? How many places were... The library was haunted.
Well, there was so much history behind it.
Little theaters haunted.
The business office building.
Business office
used to be
was...
the stables, and a bunch of people were killed there.
Right. The
At the
female
stables?
the female
What's the story behind
dorms was haunted.
Oh yeah, Holt
What was
Hall.
What was the other one? HP? Was it where the HP was like the whole top floor was shut off?
Oh yeah.
Straight haunted.
I
They
feel
shut
bad
it
for
off
the
because it
people
was
that-
haunted?
Yeah, like there's
I feel bad for the people that lived on the 4th floor.
Yeah.
One, because the elevator didn't go up there, and
That's
two,
fucking creepy.
because
there's
it was creepy.
there's a hallway full of rooms on the 5th floor, right? There was the 5th floor that like was nobody went up there or wasn't supposed to be up there. Because 4th floor
Was
there
there
was
a floor above that floor?
because I think I lived on the 4th floor. Maybe I lived on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
I have a haunted story about the Brickyard when I was bouncing. So, if you Wichita people, if you ever go up to Brickyard, there's that big tower where that big cool ass octopus picture was. We were walking up there because we had to take out trash, and Big Jake was, hey, do you want to go upstairs and look at these footprints? There was these footprints, and no one's been up here in like forever. And like these are fresh like footprints because I went up here today and there was no footprints, and then today there was, and it was running over to like because there's a window, and you can open the window, and the window was open, and there was footprints leading out, like someone ran and jumped out of it, dude. But no one's like it's locked. No one can go up there but them. He goes, do you want to come check it out? I was like, hold on, there's a few things I don't mess with. All right, I don't fuck with demons. I don't mess with ghosts or Ouija boards. Those are 3 things I don't play around with.
Yo, why do people play with Ouija boards, bro?
I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. It's like, hey,
I want to bring bad karma into my life.
Just like when people are like try to test like, oh, let's try to summon Bloody Mary.
Oh,
Like,
no.
Okay,
My
so
sister used to do that to me.
that and like big guys too. They'll make like people like crowds will make a big guy want to go do something like us. Like, hey, you go first, or you go up there, or like even like at a haunted house. Hey, you walk first. No, man, I'm really good in the middle. Y'all wanted to come. I just came along.
I just want to be friends.
But like people will put you in situations where they want you to go to scary stuff. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want to be here in the first place. Like if someone's like, "Hey, do you ever want to go to like a haunted asylum?" No, why? What's the purpose? There's no reason for me to go there.
What do we get out of this?
What if we get stuck? There's like a movie where like they go and they get stuck in an asylum and they can like never get out. I don't know.
There's like 3 movies like that.
Ugh.
You know what the scariest moment was?
The Den. In
Actually, there were 2. No, it was in that stupid house in Fayette. So the first time anything ever happened, I think this happened the same weekend. Anna was there to visit, and she was there to visit. We were hanging out when Scout and Shelby and Taryn used to live there. And it was just Scout and Anna and I, and we were all watching TV downstairs. And Scout fell asleep, and Anna and I were watching TV, and Scout had all that crazy shit happen to her all the time up in her room. And we heard this loud bang upstairs, and then Anna and I are like, what the fuck? And then Scout all of a sudden like wakes up and turns around and looks at the door, because we had a window on our door.
Please don't.
And she looks at the door and she was like, ah! Did you guys see that? And we were like, what? No, Scout, we're watching TV, and she was like, there was a man at our door. And like no one was there at all. Like nothing happened, but like she woke up after that bang. And then, it gets better. Scout left, and Anna and I were there by ourselves downstairs again watching TV, and all of a sudden Scout's TV upstairs turns on static as loud as it can be. Like the TV is on full volume.
And she wasn't there?
And we look at each other and we're like, we're not going up there. And we just left it on, and Scout came home and she's like, guys, why did you turn my TV on? Why is my TV on upstairs? And we're like, it turned on. We're not going up there.
Did y'all not tell her? Did you just let her walk up there?
No, we told her. Like, she heard it, and then she went up there and turned it off.
So she left. How long was it on for?
I don't know. Anna and I weren't going to go up there.
Fucker on for hours.
Hell no.
We're not going up there.
No.
That's how people die in scary movies.
Yeah, it's always let's see what's going on up there. And it's always either, shout out Docky, it's always either the black dude or the funny Asian guy that dies first. Or the big guy.
Well, what's funny is they'll hear a noise, and then they'll go walking towards it. Hello?
No.
Hello? Like, no, get the fuck out of here.
There's a perfectly good exit.
Here's the thing.
Hey.
Let's walk towards the noise.
Like, if you're in your house, though, like, and you're trying to, like, we'll say if it's, like, towards your door.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say anything because you ran straight towards the noise this night.
Well, okay, sleepwalking. Going back to sleepwalking. Sleepwalking terrifies me.
This cat is
Like,
Yo, you were like complete. Look, so I got home at like 12:45 last night.
I was tired.
Was it that early?
It was 12:45. I got home, and I tried to like creep into the door. So I get inside, and all of a sudden, Bane and Luna, the dogs, start like death barking at me, like they're about to murder me, and I freak out. And I'm like, okay, hey, chill out. I turn back around to close the door and lock it. Turn back around. John is fucking just standing there in the doorway. And I'm like, hey, dude. Doesn't say anything and just walks back to bed.
And then from my point of view, I heard Marco open the door and be like, guys, quiet, talking to the dogs. And John is like, what's that? And like jumps out of bed and is like running towards the noise. And I look at him and I go, it's Marco. Like, I can hear him.
Look, my primal instincts kicked in. I didn't even know I was awake. What I thought happened was I saw you in the hallway. And I was like, huh? Oh, it's Marco. And I thought I went back to bed. I guess I got out of bed.
You were up and standing there for a solid like 30 seconds. And I was just like...
I was staring at you for 30 seconds?
Yeah, like you stood there and looked at me. I was like, sup, dude? Because like, when stuff like that happens...
I even heard you say, sup, dude? And then John didn't say anything. And I was like, so it was Marco.
Like, that shit's terrifying just because, like, if John was possessed and he rushed me, this man is fucking huge. I haven't had to hit anybody this big in 3 years.
You know what's bad is my biggest fear is someone staring at me like that.
I know, you told me that. You
Dude.
said if I ever sleep, because I sleepwalk, and you said if I ever do that to you, then you're knocking me out.
No.
No.
Time out. I'm not gonna just run over and punch her. I'm just saying it's instinct. If you're just staring at me and I just wake up and you're there, you might catch a quick jab.
That's what we get into, like, like little kids though.
They're creepy too.
Because they'll run in like they'll run into your room and just like stare at you.
I used to do that to my mom all the time.
Mom, just staring.
I don't feel good.
Or like,
and my mom would wake up and be like,
Oh my God. My mom, you think I'm bad about waking up and punching people? I was like, Mom, what? I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm scared. I'm scared of you too, but just don't let me. No, man.
Like that's like I'm so nervous. Like when I have kids, like when they're little and they run up to bed and start staring at me. If I wake up, like
that's how you put them back to sleep. You just that's terrible.
That would be
it's awful.
Yeah, that'd be the only reason that I'd like give my kids like technology super young. Like, look, if you're scared, text me or call me.
Dude, call me and I will come to you.
Do you want to tell the story or?
No, bro, you tell it. Sinister is why I was so scared.
So first and foremost, fuck the movie Sinister. It doesn't get any easier to watch every time you like.
It's rough.
It doesn't get any easier. Like most scary movies, after you've seen them a few times, you're like, oh, here's what happens next, whatever. But that movie literally gets worse for me every time. Like I always just feel awful.
It's the music for me. Like the music is hard.
And the content in the videos, though.
Dude, kids like killing.
Yo, I'm not about it.
Like
I'll watch it, but I'm not about it.
I'll watch
Who thinks of stuff like that?
That's what's scary about it.
Dude, that's what's crazy.
Like who writes that?
Like the Saw movies aren't scary at all, but the fact that someone had that in their brain to put that on like paper.
Dude, hey.
Like who
sir.
are you? You need to be in a confined space.
That movie
not
made me
society.
That movie made me not want to accept drinks from people because that's how those kids got their parents. Yeah. Here's some hot chocolate on Christmas. What's fucked me up is they did it on Christmas. In the second movie, they kill people. I was like, not on Christmas, man. Don't do that. It made me scared of Christmas. I was like, no.
That's tough. Not full on drinking that eggnog.
Man, I'm taking my eggnog.
But so we're watching Sinister, and we get pretty well through the majority of it. And like, I'm starting to get freaked out, and John and I are doing the tough guy thing. So anyone who knows me when I watch scary movies, I'll always like post up in the back like this, and I'll just try to look like super tough.
Not me.
Or like I'll look at an angle to where it looks like I'm looking at the movie, and I just won't be. But
I had to get one of these and like.
Yeah, so John and I have reached this point in this movie, and it's like about to the climax. Everything crazy about to happen. I'm like, look, I'm going to bed. So he quickly turns it on to one of our favorite shows so he can watch that, and I just go to bed.
Say anime. Just say that you turn on
anime.
We were watching Hunter x Hunter. We were watching Hunter x Hunter.
So happy.
So you're gonna put us on blast, Lexi?
Yeah, I am.
All right.
You guys don't act ashamed when you're talking about it here.
Oh, I'm not ashamed of it.
I'm not ashamed.
He's
wearing a Sir Hawk shirt right now.
I don't care what these people think. I like anime. It's got a good plot.
Yo, you get attached to those characters. Like if you gave it a shot.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
No, you didn't. Your heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, you were ready to not like it.
Your heart wasn't in it.
You were so ready to hate that show.
All right. Oh, wow. I didn't know this was a Lexi roast. All right. Let's cool it.
Anyway, yeah. She put us on blast. She's mad.
The walls went up. Back to the story. So we watched a little bit of that show. I was like, all right, I'm going to bed. Just as I'm dozing off, my phone starts ringing, and it's John. And I'm like, what the fuck? Dude. And I can faintly hear Bane just barking.
Oh.
And John's calling me, so I answer him like, yo, what's up? And he's like, dude, come out here. I was like, tell me what's happening first.
You handle it. Yo, come out here.
Tell me what's happening first, and then I'll come out there. He's like, no, just come out here. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I have my like little leg roller, muscle roller, and I got this thing just like cocked back, and I'm just creeping out like, John, the biggest dude you've ever seen has the blankets. Bro, is that you? Yeah. No, who the fuck else would it be?
I don't
What
no.
happened?
A ghost. What if the ghost got you? Oh, no.
So, basically, the power just cuts out. Bane sprints to the back window, the back door, and is just like barking angrily and won't stop.
That's the thing is like he normally just barks like if he sees a squirrel, but when he like sees something he doesn't like, he barks extra like for like scary and mean and loud. That's how he was barking.
Terrifying. So, what do you want? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
I didn't know. I just needed to feel comfortable. We're gonna die together.
Yeah. So power's out. Bane won't stop barking. None of us want to get up to stop him from barking at the window because like someone's gonna come through the window. We're just like, so what do we just sit here? Like, what do we do?
From my point of view,
It
was like if you ever like heard the power shut out, you know what I'm talking about. It's like.
Yep.
And I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? We just watched a scary movie.
This is where I die.
Like, we watched the scariest movie, and then I hear a loud boom out the door, and that was him. And he's like, I was like, Bane, shut the fuck up. He's gonna know where we're at. Like, shut up. And he wouldn't stop. And I was like, oh my god, I gotta call Marco. Because I was like, what if he doesn't answer my text? I have to call him. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care, man. I'm scared. I got scared. I'll admit it. Yeah, good times though. Never watched that movie again.
Never. I would probably watch it sometime.
If like a Sinister 3 came out, I'd probably watch it. It'd probably be terrible though.
It's Remember when Jeepers Creepers was scary?
Oh, when we were a kid? Yeah. Well,
I had to watch
My
it during
mom
the
caught
daytime.
me watching and she yelled at me.
you know what?
She was really mad.
You know what pisses me off about that show? The first like opening scene, they see this big ass truck pass them. Okay, then the truck pulls off to the side. This truck looks skeptical. It's rusty. Like he said, "I eat you" or something on the back.
Yeah.
Okay, creepy. He pulls off to the side. This big dude has white sheets, bloody everything, and he's not just throwing stuff. He's slamming these bodies down, and then he's pushing them down.
Yeah.
Would you go investigate?
Yeah, that's like every scary movie's like, man, that guy looks like he's got bodies. Instead of just calling the cops and then continuing on our journey, let's go drive to his house and see what it is.
Let's hop down the tunnel.
Let's go down in the
To
tunnel.
be fair, you kind of did that today
What did I do
with
there?
Connor.
Okay, we can't talk about
We
that.
can't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
But no. I mean, it wasn't a mystical creature or something like that.
Yeah.
If you
What
thought,
if it
okay, look,
was?
if you thought one of your friends got kidnapped and you thought you could do something about it, would you do something about it?
Well, as myself, I would call the police
Okay.
first.
So okay, that's fine. So here's what we did. We had
Guys,
we had the.
but I can understand why you would, because you can handle stuff like that.
I would rather have had a gun, to be honest, because I don't know what people are capable of. But if I thought Marco got kidnapped or you got kidnapped, I'm ready to go. Like, no, I'm not.
That's the truth though. Like,
So I mean,
I'll slam
It'd be
anybody.
like Taken, but it would be like 2 Liam Neesons.
I have a particular set of skills.
I don't have any skills, but I will slam anybody. I don't give a fuck.
It's Glover.
I did not run out there like the thing.
That's what it reminded me of. The way you like just got up and like threw the door open. I was like, whoa.
Like, I think my primal instincts want me to behave like that, but deep down I'm like, I can't because I'll just go to jail. But dude, like me being scared like that, I don't know, like something takes over. I think something just takes over in situations.
But that's weird. That's weird though, because like normally, like when we go out, everybody's trying to fight you, and you're just like, nope, I'm just having a good time, and I'm out here being like, yo, you want me to fucking beat this dude's ass? You want me to fucking swing on this
I was
guy?
like, no.
I'm like, hey man,
No, just chill, just go drink. All right.
But no,
you
you're
sure?
always ready. Like I think, like deep down, if we had to, we could handle anybody. But it's just like people will come up to us for no reason, just try
Just
to
because we're
fight us.
tall and handsome,
Guys, if you're short, just know that big guys don't give a shit.
we really don't want to fight.
We just want to enjoy our beer and, shake our butts a little bit. Me, I kind of sit on the wall and just hit these up. I don't care about
I
That's
sweat.
not true.
I just
Except
sweat
if we're
a
dancing.
lot. I dance really hard and I sweat.
But if it's just me, just expect maybe a little bit of forward action.
Yeah,
Ooh,
no,
the
we
shoulders.
danced.
Put them away. Put them
We
away.
danced.
And we did dance.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm drunk. I
That
really
was
don't
the
care
last thing
about
I
your
remember.
feelings if I'm drunk. I'm just trying to have a good time.
And then I time traveled.
Okay, that's another thing that's scary. So I was talking about this, blacking out, or like being really drunk to where you don't remember what's going on.
Or I was compared to those little kid toys where you like pull the thing down and it's another slide.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, I'm in IHOP. Oh, I'm done with my food at IHOP.
Right.
Uber, what?
But then
That's how to be graduation night
morning.
too. And we're at the garage. And we're walking back from the garage. Like.
And I'm a puppet.
But like, I mean, I drank like a 175 a Jaeger and a Monster, you know, and like, Jamal was here. Jamal left me. I hope he sees this. He left me and took pictures of Bane eating a McDonald's McDouble out of my. I'm out of my mind, I guess. I don't remember. But I woke up on the back like throwing up. But what told me to get up to go do that? Because I was out of my mind and I don't remember it. So I wonder what happens when you're like in that blackout like moment.
That's scary, dude.
Or just, you know, like if
Well,
you're-
because your two friends that were there the night of the bar crawl,
Uh-huh.
that Kimmy the next day was like, yeah, when we met up with those two guys that John knew, and I was like, what two guys that John knew? What? What are you talking about? And she said, yeah, he tried to introduce you, and you just stood there like this.
Well, yeah, and then think about like what I did to you in the hallway. My brain wasn't ready to process what was going on. I think it was just ready for a threat. It was like, okay, that's not a threat, and then just go away.
Not a threat.
Like, you know, like if you're hammered, like you're always ready to fight or flight. Like in your situation, like you're like, oh fuck.
I have to be at like a certain level of drunkenness too, though, because most times I get drunk, I just get really affectionate, and I just start hugging everybody.
I always do that. I'm like, I love you.
I
guys.
freaking love you, bro. What's your name?
Yeah, who are you? I love you.
Yeah, I love you, man. Nice shirt. Got
Yeah,
the
you
same
did it on Saturday
Who did I do it
when you
to?
started drinking beer.
Who did I do
fucking
it to?
bear.
Well, first you did it to me, which is fine.
What?
And then
You're right.
you texted Jamal.
Oh, I love that, dude.
I know.
All the time.
Like, hey, bro, what's up? Hey, I
Oh.
just want to let you know that I love you.
A funny, scary situation I had with Jamal. Fucking crazy. We're right
Oh
over.
yeah, I remember the story. I love the story. It's my favorite story.
So we're over by 29th and Amidon, 21st and Amidon, by Connie's Mexican restaurant.
Shout out Connie's. That place is fire.
You gotta
We
go.
had margaritas there on
Dude, their
Saturday.
margaritas, they have a pitcher. Fucking phenomenal. I don't know if you allow cussing on this, so I apologize. But we're back by this fence, and like we're back behind this building because my old Pontiac Grand Am broke down. This is back when I was in high school. I was like, oh my god, I have to pee so bad, and so I go back behind this building, and I'm using the restroom, and then this guy opens his gate. Not even hear him open his gate. Huge, like way bigger than me, and he had a Michael Myers mask on, and he had a big knife in his hand. And it caught me out guard. I was like, oh shit, he didn't say anything. He just kept staring at me. But what's funny is Jamal stole like one of the, remember the archery classes, the bow and arrows you get from those classes?
I never had an archery class in school.
We had archery in PE, and he took one from the class. I was like, Jamal, there's a dude over here with a knife. I'm just trying to pee. He's like, I got it. He didn't even think about it. He pulled it out. He's like, what's good? I don't give a shit. I'll go to jail today. He was always ready to mess somebody up. But with an archer like bow, he probably didn't even know how to shoot it. Oh my gosh.
It's not even strung. He's just like
Just holding the arrow.
Legolas,
I'm ready.
we're gonna LIC. But like, just like some of the random stuff you see, man, people are crazy. Like he probably just wanted to like get a laugh out of scaring me. But what if I had a gun and I was just like, hey, bam, you know what I'm saying? Like,
remember when all those people were like doing the whole clown thing for a while? Like people were just
Oh,
if you come at me, we're fighting. I don't care.
like, why do people have the desire to do that?
Ben, quit looking in the window. Thank you. Sorry. I heard scary noises. But no, there's another one like just like where like those guys were like dressing up as like people from the Middle East and throwing bombs at somebody. Could you imagine how terrifying that would be? Like you were just walking down the street and someone throws that at your car or some shit.
yeah, and they do it for those for the views.
For the likes.
Yeah, and like then one of them gets shot and like then what?
One of them did get shot.
Yeah, like and rightfully so.
And no one felt bad about it.
Like why? Like rightfully so. So
You know, that's why I don't like going out, because you just don't know what people are capable of anymore, dude. You don't know what people are, you know.
I still get like I still like scan the entire movie theater before I go in now.
So when her and I go to movies, I'm like, hey, we're gonna let everybody walk out before we do, because that's when that shit happens. It's when everybody's in a big like cluster. I was like, we're just gonna let everybody walk out, and it's sad that we have to be that way now. That we have to be scared to like go to like a concert or like to a movie, just because that stuff is like the real deal, man. But don't let it be scared to like let you go out, but just be aware, man. You know what I mean? Like, just be aware. Like, the Brickyard scares me too, because it's just a big open area, dude. Like, they wouldn't have to even be inside to like cause damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, I shouldn't think like that. But like, I'm like, man, fucking A, dude.
That's crazy.
What about you? I feel like you got some. What are some of the stories you heard when you were driving back?
One that really stood out was like from a cop. Like, he was investigating something or other. He was a cop. And he got this call, I guess, about somebody like getting kidnapped or something in the woods. So he went out to the woods to I guess, investigate it, like some sound or whatever. And a guy wearing a mask came out, and he was holding an axe. And so he drew his weapon, and like he heard more noises around him, like surrounded, like around him. And like 15 people, like in masks, were like basically came out and surrounded, and they were all holding weapons. He had his freaking he had his weapon drawn, and the guy that he initially saw was just like, "Get out of here!" And the dude just took off.
I would have fucking ran too.
Called for backup and freaking took off. Like,
so shit like that scares me. But cults, could you imagine if you're just like walking out in the woods, like say you got stuck in the woods, and then like you just saw like some like lights start up, and then there was just a bunch of people in like robes and shit. Oh,
that was
my
one of the
God.
scariest parts in As Above, So Below, when they're down in the caverns and like that group is
just
singing.
random singing, yeah.
And like all of a sudden the lady turns around. I was like, nope, Just for that reason, I would have gotten the hell out of there.
So we, when I was in Arkansas, like my buddy was like, "Hey, there's this party out in the middle of nowhere." I was like, "Cool, I'm down to go out there in the woods and stuff." But shit like that is like where that stuff happens. Where like no one will find you. You know what I'm saying? Like unless you're from there, you ain't gonna be found. So like cults are more of a realistic kind of scary thing to me, dude. Because people are crazy.
Well, like, I mean, even when we were in CMU, remember how many times like people would have like bonfires and stuff out by DC Rogers? There was a story last night that I heard on the drive back, because I listened to a lot of scary stories, which I regret. But like, just some buddies that were in college out in the woods drinking, having a bonfire, and one of them heard a huge branch hit the ground outside of where they were at. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? One of their buddies took off running because he got scared, and the other two were just like kind of just sitting down, like waiting, like, haha, very funny, who is it? And like one of them got hit by another branch that was thrown, and like stuff just kept getting thrown at him, so they took off. And then basically what they ran straight to their dorm, I guess, because like I guess how it was set up was like woods, main road, and then campus, and then like almost kind of like how Burford was, comparison to like the other side of the street. And like they ran up to the room and looked out the window, and there's just a guy pacing back and forth like outside of the wood line. And anytime a car would drive past, he'd just walk back into the woods and then come back out. So like,
nope,
shit's terrifying, man. Like, and you don't think, like, I never thought about anything.
These dogs are strong.
Be careful with your. Hey, Johnny, be careful.
That's it. Thank you.
Like, I never thought about anything like that in college. I was just like, I'm here with my friends. We're having a good time. Nothing could happen.
About how many times we put ourselves in a dangerous situation by like just walking back to the dorms.
Right. Even if we were like 4 deep.
Right. Well, and I've walked back by myself before from Shelby Sanders' old house. I walked back from her house alone multiple times.
Well, think about this street down here. Any streets that have no lights on them, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, well, your street's freaky.
Yeah, like even whenever we went out looking for the dogs,
dude.
Whenever they got away.
What was her name? Was it
Rosie?
Oh,
hey, watch out for the cat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But when we were looking for Rosie, we were moderately in shape, so we probably could have at least got away. But man, like when those people came up to us, you know, that were by those houses, like you don't know
Yeah.
what people are capable of. You
You know what they're
what's gonna
doing.
come out of those woods, you know. Dude, that's the only thing that scares me nowadays is what people are capable of. Anybody can be capable of anything, so be on the lookout. But no, cults definitely, dude. That's definitely one of my biggest fears.
That stuff's terrifying.
But
All right. Looks like I think we got a little bit of. I think we got enough time to wrap it up. But this has been fun. If you guys have any scary stories, straight up like message me on Facebook. I'll like read through a bunch of them if I think they're dope or just terrifying. I'll give you all a shout out, or I won't say your name and just tell the story, and it'll be pretty dope. But I think that'd be pretty cool, maybe one time, or if anything like creepy else has happened. But do you guys want to like throw out your social media info so you can get like followers and stuff? Do you want to do that? Lexi, where can they find you?
On the Facebook. Hey.
Just like at Lexi Salva on Facebook.
if there are
Yeah.
any murderers out there, don't follow me, please.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, this is Jonathan Mcclure. I don't have a Twitter anymore. Or I'm on Instagram.
On the
Jonathan-
on the Instagrams.
on the gram.
On the
I think it's
gram.
Jonathan.McClure. Hit me up. I'm usually doing stupid stuff.
Dr. Salva.
Oh yeah, Doctor.
Dog tour. Very funny.
In Tomb Raiders.
Punny.
You say Tomb Raider?
No.
I can't hear anything. Sorry, it's getting old. What?
What are they selling?
They're selling chocolate.
Oh, honey, I can't hear you. What are they selling?
If you rub the chocolate on your skin, you get younger.
Yeah, and I guess you can just follow me on the Instagrams at mromano5337.
You putting this up on your social media, dog?
Yeah, this will be up on my Facebooks and stuff. So
Okay.
hit us up. I'm also going to just make an audio version for those of you who don't have time to watch and look at our smiling faces all the time. So
Yeah.
appreciate you guys for watching, and
That's a solid 36 minutes.
we're
man.
looking
Getting
forward
after it.
to more to come. So thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.